Now, with the end of this episode of High School DxD, uh, I think so. Nobody should have a problem because everybody was asking about where's Issei and Rias's romance and everything that was left out in the previous season, and this is why it would have been messed up because the previous season wasn't following the light novel. Like the final arc of the previous season wasn't following the light novel at all. Now, if we move on from that and move on to this season, which actually is following the light novel, you'll know that this would have been a major problem, and I've said this on episode since episode one that there will be major problems going ahead if they basically would have continued with the previous ending. And I am really happy that they did what they did with it because the light novels are pretty good, and I would recommend reading them rather than watching the anime because I think so the light novels explain things more in detail, which the anime doesn't. Because obviously, some of the volumes are pretty damn long, so it's obvious why they don't explain a lot of stuff. And that's what happened with this arc. Like the first arc, there wasn't anything major to go because it was a very small arc, and it really wasn't that much of a major issue to go through. But here, when you come to the second arc, you'll see that there were a lot of major stuff cut out, which you'll play later on in the High School DxD, which I'm pretty sure they'll make season 5 because I'm very sure they'll make season 5 of this. I'm very sure about it, knowing that the author wants to take the series all the way to the end and given this contract to TNK Studios. It's very obvious that the author wants to straight away like take this series until the very end, like complete, like to the end of the like the volume 25, which is the final volume. So it was very obvious that this was gonna happen, and uh it with this episode pretty much now have a confirmation that Issei and Rias' relationship is now turned into lovers. But this we actually have a confirmation about that, and it was fun to see that scene. Also, the ending scene. Also, the hype for the next season for the ending scene because there are gonna be some major stuff, and you got in Indra. I'm gonna say this. It's gonna be quite fun to see him in action in quite some time, but we just have to wait. I don't know if they'll adapt up to volume 12, which is an amazing volume, and I don't know if they'll adapt up to that in the next season because they've adapted to volume 10. So most probably they'll adapt it 11 and 12. Most probably it'll be 11 and 12, and if it's 11 and 12, I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all because volume 12 is an amazing volume, and I will take that. I'll take that animation for the next season, and it's very obvious that it's gonna come soon. Now about the series, whole series as a whole. Talking about this series, I'll be honest here. The first half, it didn't feel lacking with many much details. I mean, yes, there were details that weren't included, but they were major at all. That were like, yo, it's not gonna play anything big in the story later on. But details in the second half, for example, Hades, information on Hades, uh, yeah, that was gonna play a major part in later on because Hades doesn't just go on easy and be like all the best and all that. No, there's more interaction and there is more to it. Like some of the interactions are gonna be major going towards the series, towards the future of the series. And I'm pretty sure they're going for season 5. I'm 100% sure that's gonna happen. So they got in that, yeah, just was like second half just didn't feel like the majority of the stuff that was needed was in there, and most probably because the second half was rushed. I will say the second half was rushed. Anime only. I don't know if you guys enjoyed the arc, but for me who reads the light novel, yes, I did realize that the second half was rushed, pretty rushed, I would say. So yeah, just it didn't feel like I mean, it felt natural. It was very natural to look at and everything. But somebody who reads light novel and analyzes things, I would say that it wasn't what I was expecting, and it just some of the major stuff just was left out. So yeah, all over for me the series. Also, Issei's Queen mode looks fabulous, and the fight between Issei and Cyrog was also well animated. I will say that it was well animated. I have to give that to that because the slow mo punches and everything really digging that stuff that happened. Now all over for this series, if I had to give a rating, it would most probably be a 7.5. Again, majority of the stuff was cut out, and I was kind of disappointed with the majority of the stuff that is cut out in the second half. Like the first half, I'll give it around 8.5, but the second half just kind of took the majority of stuff that was needed down. So yeah, I would give the series 7.5. It was a very good series, and I just he it still is a good series. Like like it's definitely one of the long going series, and that's all I gotta say. So yeah, let me know what you think about the series of High School DxD season 4. Let me know if you guys like the art style or if you guys hate the art style of the series. Let me know what you think about the series as a whole. Let me know what you think about the final episode, and I'll see you in the next video. As always, peace.